Hi everyone, welcome to the No Strings Attached podcast. I'm Tristan.
I'm
That's
Mark,
Mark. yeah,
and that's Mark. Oh, that way. Which way is
no,
it?
no. Well, no, you did point yourself, didn't you? Right.
Second guessing.
So here we go. Here's another episode. This will be our final episode for the year because I'm not going to lie, I still haven't put my Christmas tree up, and I need to prioritize Christmas. So this will be the last episode for 2025. We will be back in the new year at some point. And just wanted to say thank you to everybody who's tuned in so far.
Yeah,
It's been a
really appreciate it.
it's been a crazy 6 months, hasn't it?
It's been interesting. It's been fun. We've had some quality interviews, some good roundups, and some debates about this, that, and the other, and maybe made people think about one or two things. So I think when we came into this, we had a few ideas. We didn't know how it was going to go, did we? We didn't know how it would be responded to, and we're really grateful for everyone that has engaged and subscribed and liked and watched. All the shorts, particularly, and everyone
Yeah,
who's watched the pods. We really appreciate everything and all your engagement, and we want to just keep going and building and see what we can do, and can we help the game of bowling in any way we can. So you know that's so 6 months in, let's enjoy what we've done, and
there or thereabouts, isn't it?
thereabouts. So
Yeah.
I think I don't believe this will be a long one today, but we'll just do a couple of mentions about a couple of events and maybe talk about one or two little things, and away we go. So,
Yeah. So let's start off just by thanking our sponsors, first of all. So this episode is brought to you by Printable 3D, and they make a range of bowling products. And we do have some new bowling products to showcase, but I don't have it available right now. It's at my brother's still. It's been a very busy couple of weeks. But we will be showcasing that
can we say what they are?
yeah. Um, it is a Velcro sanding pad. You can touch them
Okay.
on Abralon too. Let's see what. Actually, I might have a photo. Hang on.
I think I might have seen one of these. I think I saw
Yeah,
someone with one at the weekend.
here we go. Here we go. There it is.
Yeah.
So it is. You stick your Abralon pad to that. It's concaved to the
Hold up
shape
at the
of a
same
bowling
time.
ball. Yeah. So these are available at printable3d.co.uk.
Yeah.
Go get
You
one.
flip them up the other way, and it's a ball cup stand.
Yeah, it's cool, isn't it? I love it.
Mm. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yes,
Looks good.
still
Looks good.
still need to grab it. And obviously, just a massive shout out to ADR for hooking us up with the No Strings Attached bowling shirt. And these are available from ADR. So please go and speak to Jeff Harding if you would like to purchase one.
You haven't
I
sent me one.
believe, I believe they're £45. And I do just have to let you know that we do get a small commission if you buy one. So thanks, Jeff. Appreciate it. And yeah, moving on. So about 10 days ago, Mark, in your home centre in Shipley, we had the BTBA Fives, I believe.
We did indeed, and I think we're just going to run through. I mean, there's quite a lot of scores and numbers and stuff, so I think
Yeah.
we'll just run through the prize winners. There were various singles brackets as well.
I mean,
I
do we
think
want to just take a
we
minute,
all say.
just to say that, like, Roberts has done a great job in bringing this to life, really, hasn't he? Because there's been amongst the bowling community in the UK a lack of team events, essentially, for some time, really. Obviously, we've got nationals once a year with your singles, doubles, and I think it was 4-man last year, wasn't it?
I'm going to disagree.
Go on, then.
I think there is a lot of team stuff because we have the MSL, we have the SSL, we have the SLAP, we have county bowling, we have Northwest Fives, we have the Northeast Travelling League. I've probably missed something off, Southeast Travelling League or something. There is a lot of team bowling that goes on throughout the year. What we don't have, and that's they're more league focused, but they are, competition that people turn up for once a month or once every 5 or 6 weeks, whatever it happens to be. So we do have plenty of team bowling going on. It's just we don't have the big tournaments.
Yeah.
And I guess that's what we're really saying here is just the big event, the team tournament. And I think it'd be nice if there were, 2 or 3 or even 4 type of big tournaments, team tournaments, with different formats and things like that. So yes, in terms of a tournament, we haven't really had much, but there's plenty of team stuff goes on. So plenty of county challenges. So I think there's quite a lot going on for teams, and I think like I said with the interview with Jeff, I think teams, if we could somehow bring back the days where we're more team focused and a bit more, recognise that these players are this team and these players are this team and etc. etc. I think that builds the community of bowling a little bit more rather than us just all being individuals all the time. Because we are a very sociable sport, as we've mentioned a few times here. And I think we need to create team. It's easy to play on your own. It's easy to turn up on your own and play a tournament, basically, and do it for yourself. That's sort of the easy part. But
I'm gonna say something pretty wild here, right? And you can probably guess what I'm gonna say.
Swedish league.
I wasn't going to.
Oh wow.
But I do agree that as a team format and for a travelling league style system, actually, having a team of maybe 8 or 10 players and then competing in that doubles format across 8 lanes is a great idea. Yeah. I really love that concept of how the points build up over the season. What I was going to say though is we could very, very easily have a national league at youth level with YBCs. We already have clubs. We just don't have a league.
Yeah. Good. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. What was going through my head and why I was sort of stuttering, I suppose, was because there's a hell of a lot of junior tournaments already.
There's a hell of a lot of junior tournaments, but there's no inter YBC league.
No, there isn't. Although there is the virtual league.
Virtual high series. Yeah.
You get points from your players competing throughout the year, which is good. But there isn't anything representative, I suppose. Yeah. So that's maybe something for somebody to. Are you volunteering? Somebody, no. Let's put the ideas out. Let's not do any work.
I'm an ideas man. I'm an ideas man. High execution. Everybody's pretty aware. Great ideas.
Let someone else implement them. Yeah.
There you go. Okay. So if there are any volunteers out there,
somebody has to have the ideas.
Let's see whether we can get an inter YBC league going where once a month we travel around and go and play over the course of the season.
I mean, you could probably integrate it into events that already go on in a different way to what they do right now. Because you've got to look at costs. Parents are paying, thousands of pounds a year as it is, so we don't want to really add to that, that expense if we don't really need to. But I think youth team events is actually the area which has been lacking for a long time is, and I've said this to a few people over the years, and when you think about Triple Crown and EYC particularly, those events, we in the past, and even still, it still counts regardless of how teams are formed, because that has that's changed over the years. several times, and I don't think any one way is better than any other particular way. However, what we essentially do is we ask our players to beat each other up all year,
Yeah,
effectively,
and then
and
go
then
compete
come
together.
together and beat
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Right, those players you've been trying to, beat all year. Right now, you've got to, you know,
Work
go and
together.
play with each other and win a medal for England.
Yeah, yeah.
It is probably not ideal. So I think there's always been the need for something a bit better with the team, with the youth. South of England allows us to put them together when the UIC is organised in time, and you have the British Youth Team Open event in March, which is usually a good little warm up a couple of weeks beforehand, just as a get together. But there's nothing more than that in team events in terms of preparation for the EYC, and then there's no real team event. I can't think that there is before Triple Crown. So maybe
That's actually, we're gonna go off on a little side quest here, actually, because we mentioned EYC a few times, and we have still no idea who's going yet, do we?
it appears not.
Right.
N-
Have we even put intent into take a team?
yeah. If you look at the EYC website, it does
Mhm.
suggest that we are sending 4 girls and 4 boys
Great.
and 3 officials. That is what's registered on the EYC championship page. So we can only assume from that's the intention.
Mm.
And if it doesn't happen, then well, I guess there needs to be a good justification why not, really. But uh, it
Plenty of
seems a
talent.
little bit late in the year. But I think last year, if memory serves, I think they heard very early December or mid-December last year, the
Yeah.
players, round about this time anyway. So hopefully they'll get it. It does seem a little bit late in the day. It's what, 1, 2, 3.5 months to the tournament. Starts on
Yeah,
the
because
28th of
it's
March.
end of March, isn't it? And it was
It's
end of
28th of
April
March.
last year, wasn't it?
So people have got to, parents have got to fund it.
Yeah.
The ones who, there may be one or two out there that pretty much know that they're almost certainly going to go. So they've probably been, planning and stuff like that. That's fairly
Yes.
natural. I think that's
Yeah.
gone on forever.
That's a good
But
idea.
there's going to be people who, well, potentially people who maybe don't think they're going to get in and maybe do get selected, and but you know,
Mm.
it's one of those. You don't really want to get excited and assume that you're going to get in, and then make all the plans and then not get in for whatever reason. So I think it's yeah, it just seems a bit very short time scale, to be fair to them. I've always thought that at least 6 months wherever possible,
Yeah.
um, to give people time to like I say, finance it, book flights early enough, but also parents need to get time off work probably.
Mm.
um, Although it happens in Easter time, so it's not always so much of a problem, but maybe for both parents to go it might be, you know all these sort of logistical plans that have to go in place. So hopefully it'll be announced in the next week or so, and people will get the
Yeah.
maximum time that they can from here at least.
Yeah. I mean, at the time of recording, we have no announcement as of yet. This episode is going out on, well, it's the 10th of December today. For the for the pod. So yeah,
Always be film in
fingers crossed.
advance, mate.
I know, right? But yeah.
Tomorrow is the
Anyway, yeah. So fingers crossed
today
we
as you're
find
listening,
out who
but
the UIC
yesterday if
has.
you listen to it on Thursday. Yeah,
True. Yeah, we could carry
we could
on.
go on forever.
That's it.
So
Yeah, listen to
hopefully
it.
this week people will know, and everyone will know, and it'll be dealt with, and because people, you know, I believe from hearing from people earlier in the year, there was some, you know, thoughts that perhaps they weren't even going to send a team for whatever reason. It looks like because the attention is on the website that they've entered the team, and that's a good thing. And now people have seen that, so they're expecting
some news.
expecting to be, invited, or some people will be expecting, and those who think they might have a chance will also maybe get their hopes up. So
watch this space.
yeah, it's never an easy thing to do when you're selecting teams, but you've got to do it I think you've got to try and do it, in as far as in advance as you can, because it also gives you training options, more planning, more time with the players, for the coaches, whoever they may be. This time, it's very probable and, well, almost inevitable that the boys team will probably be would probably be 4 rookies. The girls team, I would say, would probably be 2 rookies, depending on 1 or 2 aspects. But there's a few newbies going there, and to be fair to them, they'll want to have as much time with the coaches, I would suggest, and the coaches with the players should really spend as much time as they can prepping and planning and talking to them about how it's going to be. It's a step up from Triple Crown. Triple Crown, at Stroud is going, rather than going to EYC, is a very different matter. It's a longer event. It's a tougher event by a long shot. The pattern will be tougher. Although now there's girls pattern and a boys pattern. They haven't announced the length of that yet.
No, but it's in Belgium, isn't it, this year?
No, it's in Berlin.
I was one of the Bs.
Began with a BE. You were close.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah.
Geography is not my strong point.
Clearly not.
Anyway,
just to go off on a real tangent, right? I was watching some Pointless earlier on a clip, and it was a geography question, and it was about naming a state that in America that has a coastline, and the first person up said Mexico. So you think your geography's bad?
Oh,
at least you picked a country in Europe.
Well, you have just reminded me of something to do with the Mexican team at Worlds. But let's
shall we do the results of the Fives before we go into that?
Do the results of the Fives, because
we'll never get down to it.
Yeah, 18 minutes of side quest so far on this episode. We were like, it's going to be a quick one.
Building up the suspense.
We haven't even started.
Stuff like that, isn't it?
18 minutes of us waffling on.
I mean, the people who won know that they won already. But yes. Let's just run through. I'm going to just list the people who have been. So just bear with me, Trist. You just let me run through them. So there's paid 4 places in the doubles and the trios and also the fives. So doubles in 4th place, Yorkshire Ladies, Carol Orange and Pauline King. In 3rd place, pin pushers, who were Luke Ison and Seb Lawrence, 2 young players. 2nd were Golden Oldies. They were Jeff Brown and Sally Wilson. And the winners of the doubles were the Rejects from Lincoln, Tony Mather and Bev Kimenow. So congratulations to everyone there. In the trios, 4th place was Yorkshire Ladies. Carol Rowley, Anna Marr and Katie Jowsey. 3rd place, Jedi Ganj Ninjas. Callum Marshall, well known. Callum Marshall, Craig Stolworthy and Jotten Melker. 2nd in the trios were Team Big Bear Bolts, which was Simon Haig, Ian Kennedy and Chloe Birch.
Nice.
And the winners of the trios were JNWEH. I can only assume that's everyone's initials. We couldn't be asked to come up with a proper name. But it was Wendy Hardy, Emily Rogers and Hayden Gilmore. Congratulations. Moving on to the fives, the proper event, the big one, the one that everyone wants to win. So in fourth place were the Golden Oldies. So our chairman, Jeffrey Brown, Sally Wilson, Mark Wills, Paul Morris, and Gary Baker. In third place were the Yorkshire Ladies, who were Carol Orange, Pauline King, Carol Rowley, Anna Marr, and Katie Jowsey. And then in second place were the team that couldn't be asked to come up with a name, JNWEH, Johnny Adams, Neil Hardy, Wendy Hardy, Emily Rogers, and Hayden Gilmore. And
Nice.
the winners were the Rejects, Tony Mather, Bev Kiminal, Paul Maddock, Christopher Maddock, and Tony Lee, who won £1,200 for winning the fives, £640 for second, £280 for third, and £150 for fourth. So congratulations to everybody. Well done for everyone who put on the event. I hear it ran pretty well. It looked like the scoring was a little lower than perhaps was anticipated or wanted. I think there were only about 4, 5, or 6 people that were averaging over 200. So probably a little bit tougher than they expected. However, I've heard from various people that they enjoyed the day. It was on the Saturday and Sunday. So good stuff. Well done to everyone who did that.
Congratulations. Nice.
Yeah, and let's hope it runs again next year and we can build on it and, go from there.
Yeah. Do you think it'll return to Shipley, or do you think it'll have another centre?
Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows? Yeah, I guess it depends whether Shipley want it.
Yeah.
Other considerations, maybe.
Nice.
Is it big enough? It didn't sell out this year, I don't think. I don't think it was completely full. Which
I think there's only maybe one team, 1 or 2 team spots.
A team of pacers. I'm not entirely sure. Maybe I can try and see.
Yeah.
No, there are 19 teams. There were 19 teams.
Yeah, so there's 20 available, isn't there?
Yeah. So was it 20 available?
Yeah. Because I know when we interviewed Jeff, he said that there were still 3 or 4 or 5 spaces available, and there were a few more teams come through at the last minute. So yeah.
Okay. Well,
nice.
All good stuff.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Congratulations to the Rejects. Well done. Interesting format as well for this, wasn't it? A bit more of like a diamond event, really, wasn't it?
Yeah. I think they played 6 games of fives, but then some of the games counted towards doubles, and some of the games were trio. So pick 2 people to be the doubles and 3 people to be
mixing it up. Let us know in the comments what you think of the format, whether that's an interesting format, whether it's something that you like, or whether you think it just dilutes prize fund.
I saw a comment from someone, I won't name him. He probably wouldn't mind, but I saw someone say that it's not a proper fives because it wasn't. I presume the meaning behind that was that it was the same games that counted towards multiple events, which I sort of get. I think in one hand it's quite fun, in another way it's maybe not quite. As,
do you think that's just? Do you think that approach was taken just so more people could potentially win some sort of prize?
I think it keeps the cost down quite clearly, which is no bad thing. But also it keeps the time frame down as well.
Yeah.
If you played 3 games doubles and 3 games five trios separately, you'd probably you would have, on the basis of how it was structured, you'd only have three games fives time wise, unless you make it a really long day, which most people wouldn't be attracted to it, or you have to make it a double, a 2-day event, which then means that you can only have so many teams, and so there's always lots of
6 games of 5 pace is going to take you 5 hours, isn't it, minimum?
Well, probably a little bit longer. You're going to have a bit of a gap in the middle for a redress, I would assume. Well, no doubt.
That's a lot.
So it's bowl 3 games of fives, have a bit of a break for some food, whatever, and then 3 games of fives again, 3 hours. Going to be there for 7-8 hours. It's still a long day, and if you've travelled, a couple of hours to play, it's It's good. So I mean, it's good. It's happened. It's we do want team. We want, as we've said, we want more teams, team things. So let's yeah, cool.
Nice.
Let's get on with it.
On to another interesting event. IBF World Championships in Hong Kong, China.
Yes.
Yeah. Should we talk a little bit about the format for that? Because it looks as though singles were games, doubles was Baker, trios was Baker, team was Baker. There's a lot of Baker.
Everything was Baker.
And all events. There was an all events section for Baker, and I still haven't got my head around quite how that worked. But one thing I did like was the finals arena. Again, very much like the PWBA event that we talked about in episode 4, where the finals were in. Where the finals were in a stadium or a little arena.
Yeah.
With a custom
looked
setup.
like a really good setup.
Looked amazing.
It looked. I don't know if I saw enough of it to see what sort of crowd was there, but the seating area down by the lanes looked a bit sparse. The ones that I saw, so it didn't look good. I didn't think, but there seemed to be crowds up in the seating above that.
Yeah.
So I didn't see how many was there, but yeah, I think.
Should we just go through a few?
Go through your results, mate. Just run them out there.
Let's run them out there. So I've basically I've pulled up the final results for the men's all events and the women's all events, and then the men's team and the women's team, because there's quite a lot to go through. And so apologies if you're in one of the other events and you won. Congratulations if you did. So I'm going to go through men's all events first and foremost. In third place was Lucas Jelinek from Czech Republic. In second place from Korea was G Gwen, and in first place from Sweden, of course, James Bloomgren, who's had a phenomenal season this year. Like, he's a lefty, super consistent, just a beautiful style to watch.
Yeah.
He's so effortless and he's bloody phenomenal. So really impressed. And we've got.
Can you? Can you explain then how the all events work in a Baker format tournament?
No, I can't. I wish I could, but I still haven't quite figured it out.
I don't want to downgrade the medals that these people have won.
It's
all event.
It's a golden world. Yeah.
It's a golden. For those who may not have seen, the points for the all events were sort of the lowest points won, and then the all events for the federations was the most points won, and that in itself doesn't really, without understanding fully what they were doing, that didn't seem to make any sense.
Yeah, it's an interesting concept, right? Certainly difficult,
Were they analysing every single shot that people made? I mean, I can't imagine they got the manpower for that or the software to manage anything of that type. But
at the same point in time, it was an interesting event, and I'm sure that all of the nations that entered enjoyed themselves. Well,
I'm sure they did. It looked, maybe in the events themselves, it looked real good competition. I like the format of where the World Championships changed to top 16 qualifying, or however many it is, into a match play round. Of sorts. 24, I think it was in singles, 16 in the other events. I think that's a really good thing because it gives people more bowling and it creates more head-to-head stuff, which I think at the high levels we should have more head-to-head stuff to to find out who our winners are, because
I think
sport is about head-to-head, generally speaking.
this event seemed like a sort of amalgamation of the PBA and collegiate bowling, where you have quite a lot of qualifying, match play, but at the same point you're doing it Baker.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, just just mixed it up a bit.
Yeah.
Singles. You can't do singles Baker, can you? Yeah,
No, of
singles
course.
is Baker.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whatever.
But,
So it is the
yeah.
same format effectively all the way through. If you play 6 games, if you're playing normal doubles, trios, and fives pace, you can't cut. You either have to make the tournaments really long.
Yeah,
which
exactly.
obviously does cost.
I mean, there are
or-
benefits to it for sure.
Yeah.
Efficiency, being able to play a 5-man team event and bowl 3 games is the same as bowling 3 games, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just a single space. So it's much more efficient. Lane patterns won't break down as rapidly.
It's
It's
all a bit different. It's just in
Yeah.
that scenario, who's better under that format, under that pressure,
Yeah.
And this is the beauty and the beast of our sport, is that there are so many different formats that you can come up with. Who's to say which one is necessarily the best one for finding out who the world champion should be? In an ideal money's no object type of scenario, I guess you'd have a singles world championship every 3 or 4 years, and a doubles world championship, a trios and a fours and a fives even, and just send your best players and play 20 games or whatever it is, and away we go.
Exactly.
But that's just not, it just can't happen, can it? So
so
got to find something.
I'm going to cover off the IBF World Championship all events for the women as well, and I'm going to apologise straight away because I'll probably butcher this name. From Singapore, in 3rd place was Shayna Lindsay. In 2nd place from USA was Shannon Pulowski, and in 1st place from Finland was Essie Pakarinen. I'm going to guess. So congratulations to you guys. Interestingly, like the top 10 was pretty much European, apart from maybe 2. So the Europeans, European women obviously doing incredibly well. Names like Hanna Remberg from Sweden, Nora Johansson, and Pepe Constri.
I think you have to mention Essie, because she's singles world champion, doubles world champion, trios world champion.
Phenomenal.
And
topped off the overall.
It didn't quite happen for them in the team, but and all events or
Finland walked away with 5 gold medals and 1 silver, topping the overall medal tally for the event as well. And Sweden in 2nd with 3 golds, 1 silver, 2 bronze, and then United States in 3rd, 2 golds, 1 silver, 3 bronze. Interestingly, though, how there was no representation from England at this event.
Well, no. So
what is it? So we seem to, we sent 2 players to Junior Worlds last year in Sweden with Jess and Frank. The seniors go to Worlds. They've been for the last 2 or 3 years, pretty consistently. Yeah. No adults.
Yep. Well, you'd have to ask the head of Team England why that's the case, wouldn't you?
Well, maybe we should invite. Maybe we should invite him on the
Maybe
pod in
we
the
should
new
invite them
year.
on. Yeah, maybe.
Hadley, here's your invite. Would you like to come on the No Strings Attached podcast? If you'd like to see us interview Hadley, please slam it in the comments and tag him. That would be an interesting one. I'm going to go through the team event now. So the 4 teams that made it to the semi-finals for the men's team were Germany, France, Sweden, and Korea. Germany played France and won 2-1 to advance into the finals. France had games of 200, 199, and 236. Germany had games of 227, 180, and 231. So pretty close. Germany taking the first game, and then France taking the second 2. In the other semi-final match, it was Sweden versus Korea, again 2-1. Sweden lost the first match, 194 to 211. In the second match, they won 257 to 228, and then in the final game, 202 to 186 to advance. So Germany and Korea securing a bronze medal in the team. We move on to the finals of Sweden versus France. And this was, again, very high scoring, but France only needed 2 games to take the win, leaving Sweden with a silver medal. The first match was 248 to Sweden, 264 to France, and then 228 and 257 in the second match. So France become the men's team world champions in 2 games. Congratulations, France. In the women's team semi-final, we had Malaysia, Japan, United States, and Korea. Malaysia won 2-0 to advance to the finals against Japan. And then United States advanced, beating Korea by 2 games to 1. And they lost the first match, 234 to 257. Then ultimately dominated the remaining 2 matches, 221 to 151, and then 212 to 160. So that led us to a Malaysia versus United States final for the women's team. And again, a pretty close match, to be fair. Malaysia took game 1, 191 to 179. United States took match 2, 159 to 200. And then the final match was 185 to 199, securing United States the gold medal. So congratulations to the women's team from United States, getting an all-important gold at the IBF World Championships. So yeah, an interesting event. Obviously, plenty of other ones to mention there, but we just wanted to give a nod to the winners of all events and team, just because. But yeah, super interesting.
Out there, people, a lot of people know them, but I think it's good to just reiterate it for people who aren't necessarily following all of these things all the time. So
now, just
another
before
World Championships is gone, a joint World Championships, which doesn't happen that often. So
just before we do wrap up on the World Championships, though, a little bit of controversy from the event.
Really?
Yeah. So I saw a post over the last week from I believe it's the Mexican women's team, where they made a statement with regards to the conduct of some officials from Mexico. All kicked off a little bit.
So the Mexican women were complaining about the Mexican officials.
Yeah, it was something to do with
after their team.
Substitutions and decisions that were being made without really consulting the players. Okay. I'm just going to bring it up
because never happened before, is it? Not saying it should.
No. So 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 Mexican women's national bowling team. So the women's, this is a statement that they released. The women's team wishes to express firmly and respectfully its dissatisfaction with the events that occurred during the Hong Kong 2025 World Championship and the team event, where situations arose that violated our professional and personal dignity. During the event, technical decisions were made without foundation, without communication, and without considering the experience accumulated by the players. And these decisions came from people who have not worked with the team, who have not witnessed the preparation, nor do they accompany the technical process that this sport demands. Substitutions were made without criteria, authority was exercised through shouting and disqualifications, and the team's voice was not respected despite our decades of experience and knowledge to make informed decisions on the lane. The appointed coach lacks the technical knowledge and familiarity with the players to manage the team effectively. Similarly, decisions were made by the president without proper training in lane reading, lane setup, adjustments, or tactical elements specific to high performance. Mexican bowling has sustained its budget thanks to the results of its athletes in national and international competitions. Our work, discipline, and consistency are what have generated these achievements over the years. And as a team, we deserve respect for our work, professionalism, proper communication, and for technical decisions to be made by qualified and present personnel. We are committed to Mexico and the sport we represent. Therefore, we believe it is necessary to bring these issues to light so Mexican bowling can move forward towards a more professional, respectful management aligned with the level of this sport, deserves. Interesting.
Wow.
Yeah. Now.
Wow, that's a hell of a statement.
That's a hell of a statement.
It's a hell of a public statement.
Very public statement.
There's some.
Mexico kind of responded.
Right. Okay.
I am desperately trying to find the response. But basically, it was kind of like, you didn't bowl very good. Shut up.
Well, yeah. There's always two sides, but one side is normally more right than the other side.
It's been a very, very public.
It comes down to subjective opinion. But it sounds like they've got some sort of factual, evidence, perhaps. But
yeah,
I mean,
it was pretty brutal. But
I think it's interesting. It's gone public. Where was that statement released?
It was released online, and bowling Facebook page Bowling Knowledge shared the Mexican women's initial statement.
Where was the initial statement made?
It was in writing. Yeah, I saw it. I discovered it on Facebook. But yeah, I mean, at what point, if it seems to me, and obviously, like, I don't know, so I'm only speculating here, and I'm only talking. And this isn't my opinion or what I genuinely believe. But at what point, do we sit there and go, as athletes, especially more mature athletes, do you let them do what they want to do and then live by the sword, die by the sword type thing? Or, as a coach of a national team, are you there to make decisions and essentially support play? Or are you there to trust your athlete that they are capable of making the right decisions? And do you enforce it by disqualifying them if they don't? Like,
without misinterpreting what's going on or what was stated, I think what you're saying about who should help or what should be the level of support and things like that, I think it comes down to probably just a couple of straightforward things. What is the knowledge and the experience of, and effectively the ability of the players that are going, and equally, what is the experience and the knowledge and the ability of the coach or coaches who are supporting those teams? If the coach hasn't sufficient knowledge, experience, or skills to deal with the players that they're dealing with in terms of their experience or knowledge or decision making or emotional planning,
Yeah.
psychological support, all sorts of things, technical knowledge, then why are they there? And if the players believe or do not believe in the coach's ability and support thereof, then
It's a recipe for
you've got to
disaster.
question, eh?
It's a recipe for disaster.
Well, probably. Or effectively separation in the camp, and maybe something like seems to have happened with Mexico. Equally, you can have the opposite effect. You can have it where, particularly with younger players, in the youth, you'll have invariably you can have a coach or coaches who are vastly superior in experience to the players, and therefore, they can overload them with thoughts and plans and ideas and knowledge and stuff, and have a different type of negative impact. But so if ultimately it doesn't matter who they are, it doesn't matter what age the teams are, everyone has to have respect for each other's positions and role at said events, and particularly in the build-up, I would suggest, most of the work should be, in my opinion, done in the build-up to the events, so that everyone has a good understanding of what the expectations are of every individual involved and how they're going to work, the plan, the methods, all of those types of things, so that when you get to an event, it should, subject to what actually happens on the lanes, work okay.
So the Mexican women's team have won 14 medals previously at World Championships, including 4 golds, 4 silvers, and 6 bronzes. So historically, I can't tell you that, unfortunately. Historically at World Championships, they were 11th overall, 11th overall all time from IBF records. Okay. The women's performance, the women's performance in Hong Kong in the singles, they were 7th, 44th, 54th, 71st, 84th, and 105th out of 132 participants. In the doubles, there were 66 teams. They came 12th, 17th, and 19th. In the trios, 44 teams, 12th. In the trios, 8th and 31st out of 44 teams. And then in the team, they came 14th with a 183 Baker average, 14th out of 22 teams. So not a great tournament for an experienced team. And without really knowing exactly what went on, I believe that the women have released a further statement after Mexico Federation announced theirs. Not ideal. So super important. I think so, but yes. Little bit.
I'm not asking you to name the people involved, but were they the coaches or the officials? Are they Mexican people, or were they people brought in from outside?
I'm not sure. And unfortunately, I can't really find that information. But yeah, some experienced players for sure. So, but interestingly, the men, didn't have a great tournament either, to be perfectly honest with you. So it seems as though the players are putting the onus on the coaches and the officials are putting the onus on the players.
Well, ultimately, whoever's got the power is going to win. So the people involved in the federation, are they the ones with the power, or is it the players that have got the power?
Yeah.
You know,
Interesting to do this so publicly, though.
that's what intrigued me earlier. That's what I was saying earlier. That where was it actually put first? You know, what platform was it put on first? That's what interests me.
Yeah, I mean, I discovered it on Facebook. So
Clearly, it's got out, but where was it first? You know, that's
all written
the
statements.
important bit. But anyway,
Yeah.
it's not in house, is it? It's gone. It's public enough that somebody's been able to share it, and presumably just people have shared it and shared it.
Yeah, translated it and shared it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's certainly blown. But yeah, there we go. We'll end on that.
Yeah, domestic bliss not very good in Mexico.
No.
Never mind.
Yeah. Oh, well, there you go. So there we go. We will wrap up the final episode of No Strings Attached podcast for 2025. Just want to wish, as the season's ended, there's not much going on towards the end of the year. So
we need a break and we need some planning time. So, you know, let everyone get on with their Christmas shopping and planning and
100%. Yeah. So thank you very much for watching this year. Totally appreciate it. We'll be back in the new year. Have a great Christmas period and enjoy celebrating family and friends, and hope there are plenty of bowling balls under Christmas trees across the country. So I've just then ease Mark.
One thing. No, hold on. Ball raffle.
Oh yeah, cool.
It's still available to do. It's not proving particularly popular right now, but you know, we've got about 15, 18 people pay up. We need considerably more before we can do the draw. Remember, it's an NU 2.0 ball that the winner will get. It's £10 per ticket per number. There are 100 numbers. No, it's £5 per ticket. Sorry, £5 per number. Yes, £5 per number, and there are 100 numbers, and the winner will get the ball.
Yeah,
and then money goes to a YBC.
100%.
Supplied this free of charge. Okay, there is no money being kept by Bowling Vision. There is no money being kept by No Strings Attached. All of the money will go to a YBC. So please support it.
Yeah, and that YBC can use that YBC exactly. That YBC can use £500 to train 2 new coaches. They could just pay. They could have £500 to pay for entry fees to tournaments for the whole year. Yeah,
or buy new shirts.
They could, buy new shirts.
Loads of options.
They could subsidise new bowlers into their YBC.
Give 5 people a free ball or something.
Exactly.
All sorts of different ideas, options.
Yeah, and that's ultimately what we would love to be able to work with brands and be able to do these sort of things, so we can help contribute to bowling clubs around the country. If it doesn't work, then we'll say thanks very much, Bowling Vision, for working with us on this, and we'll refund everybody their what they've paid already. But we'd love to get this done. We'd love this to be a regular thing. So please let us know in the comments.
One thing before I forget, Tris, when people pay the money, transfer the money to PayPal.
Yeah.
Please put friends and family. Otherwise, there's a small fee that goes to PayPal. We're losing 50p or something.
Yeah.
So I'll have to cover that. So
friends and family, not goods and services, please.
Or the YBC will get less money. But so just put friends and family.
Amazing.
Cool.
Yeah. So go. There's a pinned post on our Facebook page. It's open to UK bowlers. UK only at the moment. We may look at doing another one, sort of European, worldwide. But please please go check the pin post on our Facebook page and enter. Drop us a message on the post with the numbers you'd like to choose, and we will get everything sorted. we'd love to be able to get this out before Christmas, because then it gives us an excuse to do one more episode this year. But yes, there you go. Win a Hammer new 2.0, courtesy of Golden Vision.
I think it's going to be.
And let's help put some money in some YBC kitties to help them expand, grow, and treat the people that are doing amazing things in their clubs.
Right.
So there you go. Anything else, Mark?
A lot. So
yeah,
let's call it a day.
Lovely. Right. No strings attached.
Thank you. Have a happy Christmas, a brilliant New Year, and we'll see you then.
Lovely. Take care, guys. Bye.
Bye.